Looking at the aftermath of what some are calling one of the worst trades in the history of the National Basketball League. The Luka trade cursed the Mavs. Will they be able to bounce back next year?
What? Man, hell no.
It is. You got people at medieval times booing Nico Harrison, players on the Mavs saying, "Please stop doing that. Just cheer for the team. We still got to live here. Y'all doing all these fire Nico cheers."
But my thing with that is, like, Nico ain't the one that makes that decision.
He's not, but the owner not. The owner.
I agree with you.
The owner ain't coming.
I agree with you. But for the people that are like booing Nico, like, it's your fault. Nico had to get permission from higher up to say, all right, we're gonna.
Whoa, we are back, and I appreciate you for being here, tapped in to the one-stop shop for all things NBA, and you find yourself here because you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, rumors, NBA, straight high five, and I mean that. And that's facts. Without further ado, we will be reacting to fallout from the Luka Doncic trade from Gil's Arena. This one is a new one, so tell me if you agree with these takes or if they are off basis. Are we over it? Or are we still feeling the effects? Is the team better or not? Let me know. Sound off in the comments.
Oh, say less.
So then start booing the owners.
But didn't the owner say something completely opposite of what Nico said? Didn't he say they was building for the future, and Nico said they trying to win now?
Yeah, it's meant the same thing.
Nico said this was a win now move.
Yeah, of course they want to win now.
One of the governors of the team, FO baby, if you will, said that long term. So they're not even on the same page or aligned.
We can smell like we all grew up in Texas. We just get it.
People are looking at it like it's the worst trade in history, regardless of how you feel about or Luka. Luka's not playing, and AD's not. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like Dallas made a horrible.
Okay, so this is the same lady who went off on a rant about Caitlin Clark, and the other lady, Cheryl Swoop, had went on the podcast basically calling her out for her comments. So, you know, we got to take what she's saying with a grain of salt.
We'll trade because AD is not playing, and Luka is playing. So my question is, if AD was healthy and if he was playing right now the way Luka is, people still be saying
you lose Kyrie.
It's just like it's worse and worse and worse.
That's what I'm saying. When it rains, it pours.
Facts.
Yeah, they had that weather issue too going on out there.
And sand.
Legs of Egypt.
Yeah.
Nico, that's why we're mad at. They blame Nico for everything.
Nico blames
anything that goes wrong in Dallas.
Can't even go to medieval times without hearing fire.
But is he gone though? Is Nico gone?
No.
You don't think so?
Is he gone?
What is Nick talking about? Clearly not. The fans still like going to the game. Nick out here like.
Be fired?
No, because there's too many bad things happening right now out of
can't control the injuries.
Exactly.
You can't control the injuries.
But
What?
I don't know. Does that say?
So I'm gonna trade Luka, and I want y'all to get hurt. So my job, no.
Be like bad business or something. Like, can it be?
Nick is completely right, because it is not only our players got hurt. It was a series of events and moves that the organization decided to do. And the only reason why we are such hard cap now is because everything hit the fan, like the contract signings, how they were moving players, how they brought players in. Caleb Martin, the 51,000 that we got capped at, so we were unable to make a move until the 10th. It was a lot of these deals that were being made that kept the Dallas Mavericks from being able to make a move now, that only came to light only because the amount of players for the Dallas Mavericks that are currently down. All those deals that were made, that if this goes wrong, then nobody will know because we're covered everywhere else. But then when stuff hit the fan, it's exposed.
You like something off of that?
Like,
this don't happen
every year.
Yeah, but Luka was injured too when he was with Dallas.
But with the idea.
So my thing is,
and Luka was coming back from
the way
injury.
they did it or went about it.
I hear all that, but with the fans. So if you really want to, like, why y'all still going to the games and booing? Like, y'all still supporting?
Yeah.
Basketball games are entertaining.
Then they up the tickets in.
They tried to raise season ticket prices for next year.
So I'm gonna say this, Ken. If they bought the ticket, they can do what they want to do, as long as it's not breaking the law.
Dickies.
If they want to go and spend their money to go to the game so people can see them and they can voice their opinion, is that the best way for them to get what they want to say off their chest? Maybe not. But if they choose to do it, then let them do it. You trying to understand why they did it is a waste of your time. Hey, y'all, people, stop trying to overthink situations for other people. Overanalyzing.
I think like 8 or 9%. That's not an uncommon thing for teams to do. It's just a little questionable with the timing.
Still going to the games to boo.
Right.
I think
Make a stance to stop going to the game.
Support the players at least. It's not the.
So if they just stop going through the game, how do they get their point across? How does the organization know? How do the people outside the organization know that the fans are upset? Also, these are season ticket holders. These are people who already have tickets for the season. So that's another thing.
Players' fault. It's a tough situation.
But then they're bringing all that negative energy.
The fans are.
Like, I still buy eggs
all
at
that
the grocery
booing
store.
and
Even though I'm not a fan of
That's what I'm saying. So do you get rid of Nico just to make it like a fresh start? like a new energy, something
No,
like that.
But it ain't Nico's fault that all these other players got injured.
He didn't make the decision.
You can't change what the fans feel.
I presented you
can't
with an
change your mind.
opportunity.
In their mind,
A major thing to consider is Nico is technically in the fall guy position. So if anything goes wrong, you're not going to replace the owner. And if Jason Kidd is safe, Nico will be the person they pulled the trigger on. And if they did it to Luka Doncic, what makes them think that they won't do it to Nico?
Wait a minute. Wait.
I said if they did it to Luka, what makes you think they won't do it to Nico?
Luka took the whole Dallas with him.
You've been GM since 2021.
He didn't hire himself.
But
He didn't make that decision himself.
But he brought
Somebody hired him, somebody okayed
that
it.
decision too.
Okay, you can easily say no.
But you don't even
And the
think that,
situation
though.
looks very
You could
different.
They act like people don't get fired for recommending bad advice to the people that hired him every day. It was not good advice. Maybe long term, but as far as in the short term, it's looking tough for us right now.
No.
You hired me as a GM to bring these ideas to you.
So you bring.
And he
They
failed.
could
Let me
know
ask you something.
because the owners, whoever he took it to, could have
know.
said no.
Somebody,
we ain't doing that.
so somebody bring you
But they
something.
didn't.
Somebody present you some shit that you don't want to do. You gonna do it?
If somebody present me something,
That-
all right,
Don't.
man, if you give me this, man, I can return and get you this.
No,
I
that's
did
just
that.
his
Never
fault.
give him nothing no
He
more.
brings something-
Hey, and then I'm pretty sure the original deal, they probably got the green light, had more in the package. But somehow Nico probably came back with less. He went in the negotiation under.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hey, I got a Honda Civic. Let me get that 7 Series for that Honda Civic.
Honda Civic, a very good automobile, very great gas mileage.
I got 200,000 miles on a Honda Civic. Let me get that.
Did he just call AD a Honda Civic? Hey, let me find out. Reaching.
It's not said
That's
AD's a Honda Civic.
now. Okay, I get
What
it.
you
You know,
do?
I ain't never had a Honda Civic. Honda Civic
What
is
you do?
ready to
Honda
go.
Civics are reliable.
What you
So
do?
you can ride that motherfucker till
Would
the
you,
fall.
would you do
It
it?
depends on what type of Honda Civic it is. It got rims on it.
It gotta have the track pack. Well, it better have the speed pedals and everything. Speed pedals.
Clean tins.
Hey,
What's the color?
rims on the tires on them. They didn't cause a lot of flats, and we didn't have to patch them
Motherfucker
up.
spinning.
But they're the original tires.
Original tire with spinners on.
No spinners.
Let me find out he don't take care of his Honda Civic.
Can we bring spinners back?
No, let's not.
Please.
At least try to trade a nice
I
Honda.
had them on. I seen you with the
We got a beater.
Y'all remember that? I was in elementary school. With everybody had.
I wouldn't wear them on your feet.
Ain't gonna lie, I had a pair of spree wheels, you know what I'm saying? I had the chrome rims, you know what I'm saying? When you step in the hill, and then just get that spinner a whole new breath of fresh air in that hill. You was like, you be spinning, boy. You be thinking you cool.
Wow.
One of the worst ever.
Those were fire.
I ain't never had them in my car, so you think I'm gonna put them on my feet?
Yes.
That was a Texas thing, though, wasn't it?
No, I'm
Straight
One of
up.
our producers would like that he actually drives a Honda Civic. He feels like you just called him a broke boy. And I will let him know that Honda Civic, a great automobile, gets you where you need to go. Great gas mileage.
But if I offered him a 7 Series, would he take it? New
I'm
one.
happy with my vehicle, Kenyon.
Say it again?
I'm happy with my vehicle.
I didn't
The way he was talking about his Honda Civic, man, don't nobody want that 7 Series with the beaters and the donuts and the flats.
I didn't ask you that. If I offered you a 7 Series BMW for your Honda,
Those vehicles require far too much maintenance. I'll take
so
it.
now you're coming up with excuses.
I answered your question.
No, you still didn't answer my question.
Shit, no damage.
An
He
excuse.
said I'll keep my Honda Civic. Here's my
Ken, bro.
So,
Leave it alone.
if they don't,
Stop trying
they
to
don't
flex
make
on
the
people.
Trade and you just keep Luka, and Luka's injured, and Luka ain't playing, and he might not play.
Did she say Luka ain't playing when Anthony Davis ain't playing? Got me over here like,
I beg your
Hold up. Wait a minute.
beg your pardon.
Should Nico be fired?
No, not that. AD
Why?
not playing,
He
so
should've
it's
fired
like,
now.
you like,
He's
Luka's
still-
not
No,
playing,
I'm not
AD
even,
not
I'm not
playing.
even putting AD in this. I'm talking about Luka.
Yeah, you don't train him, but you gave up on Luka Doncic.
how's she gonna make up a whole situation as if Luka not playing now? Like,
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
That's an odd thing to say.
simply put, man, it's weird.
But AD,
Yeah.
that's a big jump. Like, you gotta win with that. You can't have this with that. Like, you going in, Kyrie, we gonna do this.
Conversation would be different if everybody.
So
was
if they
healthy.
so you don't plan
It
on
would be.
Kyrie tearing his ACL, you don't plan on Lively going down, you don't plan on
No.
Gafford going down, you don't plan on these things.
But it happened.
Exactly. So therefore, it was a lot of decisions, like I said earlier in the video, that led to the situation where all this has been exposed to the fact that we now know all the intricate parts of how these trades affected the Dallas Mavericks and their ability to sign guys if something like this did happen. Teams moving forward from now on will keep this in mind. So therefore, they are prepared for a situation so they do not have another Dallas Mavericks situation.
I beg your pardon.
We done created a whole situation.
Yeah, so therefore,
That's why I'm.
Can't fire him.
You got to jump.
So then make a trade, right? But you still have all these other players that are injured, including Luka was injured.
I know, but he's down there 2 weeks. He came.
I just got to keep stopping it because you also brought in Caleb Martin, who was hurt. Almost everybody they brought in who's hurt. Kai Jones, hurt.
Back in 2 weeks soon after he got traded. You could have waited 2 weeks or something.
Trading line.
Come on, Nick. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Come on,
That's
Nick.
what I'm saying. Why would you trade him? If you trade him because he was hurt, you could have 2 more weeks. He would have been back.
Personally, I thought it was a great trade.
I did too. I'm so happy. I'm not. He could come here and work for us if he won't. That's what I'm saying.
But can't make no
But
decisions.
Dallas.
Can't make no decisions over here. You can come hang out.
But Dallas, just Dallas. Do you feel like you gotta just new energy?
No.
Because if you come back, it's the same thing.
Next season, it will be new energy.
You gotta win in order to change.
Next season, will be new energy.
So
This
if
season
they
is
get
shot.
rid of Nico, you're saying now they'll have new energy?
But the team gonna be the exact same. They still gonna be mad.
But that doesn't change.
Ultimately, they're mad that Luka is gone.
But if
It's the way the organization did it, y'all. Come on now.
they would have stayed healthy and this squad would have been able to replicate a run like they had last season.
Yeah, everything would be
Little less
different.
anger,
I'm
frustration.
saying they just blame it.
They're just
everything,
mad
like,
that Luka is gone.
But you see your old
And
boo
they-
out here in LA, geeking, winning, doing his
Winning,
thing,
looking good, looking slim,
changing license plates on the whip, giving free
Yeah.
parking to Lakers
All right.
fans.
thriving out here in LA.
That's what I'm just saying. Do you get new energy? You come with the sage and all that, like Kyrie and all that, and just new everything. But think about it. He traded Williams, the dude, Cade Williams or something like that from Philly.
Who you talking about?
The guy,
Caleb
Caleb Martin.
And that,
He was hurt, too.
This is what we call a segue. This brings me to the next part of this.
Great job, Nick.
Good job, Waggy.
Bro, the fact that they traded Quentin Grimes was like on top. It just made it even worse.
So while the bulk of criticism Nico Harrison and the Mavs have gotten has been for the Luka trade, team made another trade that is also making them look dumb. Back on February 4th, the Mavs traded Quentin Grimes and a 2025 second-round pick to the Sixers for Caleb Martin. So let's take a look at some of what Grimes has been doing.
Hold on, wait a minute. Before we get into this, how were you feeling? Where were you when you found out about the Quentin Grimes trade? Were you disappointed? Were you excited to see Caleb Martin come in? I was disappointed. I was like, why would you trade one of the guys who has one of the best looking shots on the team and a quick release, able to be a microwave scorer? The Dallas Mavericks just wowed out. Only because they didn't want to pay him the contract he would have been deserving of. And they picked up Caleb Martin because he was around the contract range they wanted to be on, despite him being hurt and still needing time to rest. And then you let Quentin Grimes go and he comes to Dallas, or we go to Philly and he drops us off. The what time school let out?
I beg your pardon.
Since he joined the Sixers, who also deal with injury issues. So Grimes followed up his 28 points on the Mavs Sunday by dropping a career-high 46 points Monday night and is averaging 29 points over the 9 games in March. So Grimes has 7 career games scoring 30 or more points. 5 of them have come in a Sixers uniform. Caleb Martin dealt with injuries, averaging 5 points in 5 games in a Mavs uniform. Let's watch some Grimes time. What?
46.
46.
Beg your.
Put it in perspective.
Houston Rockets should be ashamed of themselves for one.
Game went to overtime.
For going to overtime with this bad team.
But they got Quentin Grimes now.
Yeah, he's playing well since he's been there. But so when Jerry McCain was there, he was doing exactly this.
Come on.
Max is out there, he's
Hey,
doing
Quentin
exactly
Grimes,
this.
him, bro.
Grimes is out there playing. He's doing exactly. The offense is made for them to do this. The primary ball handler is going to take a lot of shots.
Yeah, but
If you've been
you gotta be
efficient,
able to
if you're
make
being
them shots
efficient,
and doing it.
you're going to have great games. Yeah, absolutely. They're a bad team. He's making.
So give him his credit. Grimes, that boy being efficient. He coming into the system and already making a spark. So you got to put some respect on Quentin Grimes' names, Kenyon, because for you to be able to come in fresh to a new group of guys, and for you to be able to impose yourself on the basketball court to where they feed you the ball and put you in a position for you to be successful, as the Philadelphia 76ers are doing with Quentin Grimes, even though they have Paul George. I know, forget I even said it.
Even more name for himself, but when he was with the Dallas Mavericks, he probably was this exact same player, but there's no space for him to be this player.
Yeah, but you see that.
You see it, but there's no space for him to
But that was before they traded Luka. Now what?
be this. That's why they got rid of Bones Highland. That's why guys get traded, because there's no space for him to be that. Because you have other guys, he's a prolific scorer, we've shown he can score the ball. But you got Kyrie, so you making moves, AD, and there's no room, there's no space to take the ball out of Kyrie's hands at times, because you got to start him. If he's doing this, you got Clay, you got other
What
guys.
now? That's all I want to know. What about
space for
now?
him to be that player. So in Philly, he was going to get the opportunity. He was going to come out with this. Now they ain't playing for. He has the opportunity now to be that player. So he's thriving in this role, absolutely. But the Nick Nurse offense is made for him to be this.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
He's been efficient. He's
Come on,
capitalized
Nick.
on this in 9 games. He said
I never thought I would be on Nick's side.
Imagination. I'm not thumbing my nose at that, but I'm just
Come
saying
on,
the
Nick.
offense is made for him to do it.
I
There's
want
no
to
room, so
be
don't shit
able
on
to
Nico.
put my
Caleb
drop
Martin
in
fit
for
what
you, my
they
boy.
were
Put
trying
the
to do
video
as a
drop
team.
in. I need you to cook.
With the totality of AD, Kyrie, Caleb Martin fit better with that than Grimes.
No, he didn't.
Because he's not.
No, it wasn't that. It was the fact that the Dallas Mavericks were not going to want to pay out a contract that Quentin Grimes was worth. They wanted somebody to be on the salary range where Caleb Martin was. That's why they pulled the trigger. I don't know what's going on with the Dallas Mavericks, and they're deciding to cut the money and keep the money low. They're trying to make a big move, or something is going on.
Not hunting shots.
I don't know.
Yes, you fit better with certain
Hey,
teams.
Nick, you good? I got you, bro.
So
I got you on this.
You need somebody that you got Kyrie. Who else could do what he
It was
does?
money
money
motive on it.
But who else on Dallas creates like that?
They didn't need him to create. They wanted Kyrie to. So they wanted to put the ball in Kyrie's hand and let Kyrie be that. And then whoever they was going to bring, Hardy. So they saw something different. Is what I'm saying.
But in Grimes, 2 40-point games in
Oh,
March.
those dollar signs.
His last 5 games, I'll just read them to you. So 40.
Probably cooking them dudes in practice. I'll let you read it. But so how we said in practice, is there somebody in practice who you said could nobody guard? He is definitely probably that guy. I say JR. If JR was a starter and JR got the shots that Miller, JR would average more points. So we know that, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
everybody in practice.
Hey, I like JR.
You see what he out here?
I ain't gonna, no comment.
It's just what we're trying to do to win.
Yeah.
It don't fit that.
Last 5 games, 46
That's
points,
not
13
it,
rebounds
bro.
against the Rockets. I had the 28-piece against the Mavs, 29 against the Raptors, 35 against the Hawks, 25 against the Jazz, and then back to March 1st against the Warriors, 44 and 6 in that game. But
Yeah, he been waiting.
Crazy, like,
Opportunity.
Yeah, and
like, come on, man.
Because he could still get traded and not take
It
advantage
was the
of this
payday. He's
opportunity.
gonna have to compete with a lot of other teams.
Yeah. So he happy at Nico, but you see that. And for me, you only got one ball handler on Dallas, and that's Kyrie that could create. Everybody else, you got to make shots for Caleb Williams now. Well, not Caleb Martin. I'm thinking my Bears fan. So you got
Okay. Come on, I see.
Creates besides him.
but he's not creating for nobody else.
Brandon
Somebody gotta be able to
Williams.
create.
But he's not creating for
And
nobody
he
else.
about to be out on the two-way.
When Kyrie go
you
out,
just
you
said-
need somebody that could do that.
to get the other guys shots. You just said they got to create shots for the guys, right? You just said they got to create shots for the guys, right? But create shots for other guys and not yourself.
We got Najee, but
That's not what he's doing.
Shots for no other guys.
He's going to become that.
He has to now, and he's capable.
He has to.
He's never been that.
Okay, Nick.
He's never been a pass first point guard.
No, I'm not saying that.
Pass first.
But he can create shots for people. He looking the lobs at the rim, certain things. Grimes not doing that.
He can do that. How much?
He had more rebounds and assists.
He's a bigger, right?
How many read these assists?
so
if Grimes played in the system, he could definitely throw a lot.
let me see.
Who is?
So he's averaging 4 assists in 17
Same
games.
as Kyrie. Kyrie never averaged more than 5 or 4.
So the last 5 games, 4 assists, 6 assists, 3 assists, 5 assists, 6 assists, 5 assists, 2
Kyrie
assists.
numbers.
But then he's out there to score the ball. That's what. If the ball is in your hand that much, I hope you will fall into a few assists.
He wasn't gonna have the ball like that in Dallas.
Who else is doing that in Dallas?
Hey, is it me or is Ken moving the goalposts? He done moved the goalposts from the football field to the soccer field. Now the goalpost is in the backyard.
Obviously, they didn't want him to do it.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't see that, that's another
They
thing.
see it, but it don't fit what they're trying to do, Nick.
So
Yes.
I can't believe they didn't see it.
He just didn't become this scorer
That's what I'm
when he
saying.
got to Philly. He just didn't become this when
He
he got
was
to Philly.
already there.
So he was doing this.
Also, look who Philly got.
Caleb Martin is probably a better defender. We need a defender on the wing. We need this. We need that. He makes shots. He shoots open shots. We don't need him. So this is what they probably was thinking, right? Grimes, I haven't watched Philly play. He probably is a ball stopper. He probably gets the ball, goes into it. That ain't probably what they wanted in the player. I'm not saying that he's not the player that he's showing. He's showing the numbers that he's putting up is not easy in this NBA. No. But like I said, it just didn't fit what Dallas was trying to do. Pretty sure if Nico had a crystal ball and he could have solved them injuries, he would be like, yeah, let me keep this that I know can go get me 30.
Yeah.
Right?
But you,
Trust me, he would have kept him.
But you still need him with all the other guys. That's what I'm saying.
Fit, maybe, dog. They wouldn't have made the move. Nick.
Who is they bench? What do they have coming off the bench? You got
Who,
one
Dallas?
ball
Nobody, no.
handler on
Nobody.
your team.
Quite literally.
All right, who do we have coming off the bench? Who do the Dallas Mavericks coming off the bench?
Yeah, you need a 6-man. He could have been Jordan Poole for him.
They didn't. Obviously, they saw something different. I hear you.
That's all.
I hear you. Yes, but they saw something.
Was
different.
that ticket,
So,
man?
and I'm pretty sure, like I said, if Nico had a crystal ball.
He was about to be up for
and
contract
I'm
the
a
following
guy
year.
that know that with the ball in the back.
just
Do you think if, like, and
Like,
obviously
it's
this
just
cat was about to transpire, he would have just been like, I'm gonna just keep Luka, despite like
Of
all
course.
whatever.
So was he traded first or Luka was traded
Luka
first?
was traded first.
But I guess-
Luka was the first domino, but you not.
It's like you can't foresee
probably
none of
something
this
with-
happening.
But I would just ask this question to y'all.
Probably a lot more.
You know trading Luka is going to create a situation.
Suppose.
You may not think it was going to be as bad as it was, but you had to
But you
have
knew
thought.
that there was gonna be
If
like,
I'm like, look, we got rid of Luka and we didn't come back with
That's
5
why you kept
first-round
the
picks
secret.
and AD and Max Christie, and we
Yeah.
came back with
That's why you
AD,
kept
Max
the
Christie,
secret.
and 1 first-round pick.
That's why you kept the secret, right? I'm like
if
this.
this
Hey,
trade was leaked, everyone would be like,
you told that's between two people, and you go to your owner. I'm gonna go to my owner, and if anybody, there's only 4 people that should know this information.
Yeah.
And if it get out, one of
Whoa, family, do you agree with Kenyon Martin? Or are you on Nick Young's side? For the first time, Nick, I think I'm riding with you on this one. Hey! For my people in the back. If you stayed around this far into the video, you are a real MVP. I appreciate you for making sure you are up to date on all the latest news, rumors, NBA news, and that straight high five. And that's facts. Make sure you check out one of these videos above to definitely stay in the loop and stay engaged. Until next time, we out. I appreciate you. And until next time, holla. And that's facts.